All right. So hello everyone, and thanks for attending to this webinar today. Today is a special day. Normally on Wednesdays we do webinars more focused on sales, but because in MatrixGold we have done a big change and a lot of updates in the MatrixGold 3, we thought that it would be good to do a recap on all the different tools, improvements that we have been working in this version, the MatrixGold 3. So, as you know, MatrixGold 3 came out in June 2022. So it's about 9 months from that release, and we kept updating the software in the last months. Before we go any further, I would like to show you a bit what we will be talking today. So these are, as you can see, there is a lot of stuff, and this is just what we can show to the customer. So new tools, improvements that we have made in all these tools in this MatrixGold 3 update. But also there is a lot of work behind the scenes from the development side. So even there is, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 different tools here. There is a lot of hours and a lot of effort from all the development side to make the software what we have today, that it's actually the most popular software in the jewelry trade. So very happy where we are now with MatrixGold. Something that I would like to show you, because we are releasing so many updates, and this is something that we will keep doing very regularly in the next coming months. I want to be sure that everyone understands where they can see all that we are updating in our software. So at any time that we come out with a new release, you can always go to MatrixGold, and in MatrixGold, where in Gemvision.com, in the MatrixGold tab, where we have the Features tab, you can go to the release notes. Once you go to the release notes, just if you scroll down, you will find all the different updates with all the release notes that we kept publishing. All right, so if you have a look, I don't know, to the last one, that it was from February 7th, you will be able to see everything that we have been working on. So it's something that is good to keep it handy at any time that you see a new update. Even we send emails, we publish the link to this page everywhere, but it's always good to keep in mind where you can find all the updates with a bit of information about it. All right, so look, because there is a lot of stuff, I think that the best thing that we can do is just go straight away to MatrixGold and start to show you a bit what we have been working on. We have planned 1 hour. I hope that I can make it in 1 hour. I will try to go a bit fast. Just keep in mind that this will be a webinar that we will publish in our YouTube channel. So even if there is something that I'm going too fast, you will always have the opportunity to go to the YouTube channel once we publish it in there. And if you want to make any comment, you will be able to make it in the comment section in our YouTube channel. So first of all, something that we have been working, and is one of these things that is hard to see for our customers, but we are super proud, is the UI. So we have been working a lot with the UI. Now MatrixGold came out in 2019, so September 2018 actually. So we have been working a lot with the software, and after a while you need to look at the UI and just be sure that everything keeps consistency. We have been working with many things to bring consistency in the UI. The color palette of the application now has been changed and updated, so we're using the same colors everywhere. Before there was a bit of mix with different colors. We have been working a lot with borders to always keep the same consistency, and also to shortening names that we were picking just directly from our code. So now we adapt the names to what we present to our customers. So these are many little things that I feel like it helps to have a better experience when you are working with MatrixGold. At the end of the day, MatrixGold is a software that many people has their eyes for 8-10 hours per day. So I think that as much as smooth as we can make, even better for our customers. So this is something that we have been working a lot, and something, I don't know, I remember that with the gems section where the gem is, that is here. Just when you see there is more borders, I remember that this wasn't looking as nice as is now. So it's little details that I believe that are very, very good for our customers. All right, so I will start with the gem section. So different tools that we have been working on. One of the big ones that we have been working is, let me just bring this file that I have here ready to start to work with, is what we call the Gems Placer. So this is a new tool that we released. This is the one, Gems Placer. And this is a tool that has been asked many, many times for many customers, and isn't just in order to place the stones very fast. So if I select now, as you can see in the command line, is asking me for the surface. So if I select this surface and I click enter, I have already this window that I have all the different options to place the stones in the surface that I selected. Something that the people was asking a lot for, because it's very fast, and this is something that you use on a daily basis, is to be able to place the gems and use the keyboard. And actually, this is what you can do here. As you can see, when we are talking about the diameter, you can use from your keyboard the Q, the E, and if you click on Shift, you will increase or decrease the steps by 0.05 instead 0.1. So just with the keyboard, once you need to place many, many stones, this is super, super handy. So now, if I just want to place one in the center, I just place one here in the center. And something that is very cool is that now I can use also the mirrors, X, Y, Z. So if I want to use the mirror X, I click on the X. And if I want to use the mirror Y, I click on the Y. And I already get this straight away. As you can see also, we have always the distance. So you can see that I have the distance in the 4 of them. Okay, so this is very, very, very good. All right, so I will start. So I will just place stones on this area so I can show you. Something like this will be okay. Now, because I want to place a couple here, what I need to do is just remove the Y. So I will just keep the X and I will play just with this side. Now I will use the Y again. So this is super handy. Now I remove the Y. And in case that now I will just remove the X. And because here, probably I'm getting too close, what I can do, clicking on the Q, is just make it the stone smaller. Now I will use the E to increase it again. So now I need also the X. If there is anyone who has anything to ask, just go into the chat and I will try to keep an eye on it and keep replying you. As you can see on this one, I forgot. I can delete it. I can use and I delete also this one. So now I will click on the Y. And so now I have it here. Also on this one, I will delete it. And yeah, I will just remove the Y. And now I am almost done. So there we go. And this will be the last one. I will do the same here, that I forget to click on the Y. So again, I will just remove this. So when you click on top, you can delete them very fast. You just need to go to the center and you delete them. So now I just click again, X, Y, and just to be sure that I am keeping the distance. I can see that here I forgot the 1.3. So the only thing that I need to do is just remove the Y and I increase it. There we go. So this is an easy way to create the gems. I have one question here on how can I make it to 1.35. So as I was saying, if I go just here, let me just place one. With the Q and the E, I decrease by 0.1. But if I click on Shift, then I can go one by one. All right, so just clicking on the Shift. And then you can be even more accurate. All right. All right, so this is an easy way to put and to add stones in a easy way. Also, something that we come out with was the MSR Gems. So this was also something that the people was asking a lot for. So you can go always and select one gem. So I have this gem here. And what you can do is just use the MSR and you will be moving the gem on its normal. All right, so you can make it bigger or smaller and always moving it in its normal. All right, so you can rotate it. You can do anything that you want in case that you need to make a very specific change to any gem. So this also was something that that was new. But because we were thinking that the gems are very, very important when we are talking about MatrixGold and about jewelry, also something that we did is that if I select all these gems and I go to the Gems Springs, this is a tool that we already had, but now the Gems Springs has new functionality. So I select all the stones, now I'm selecting the surface where these gems are, and I get straight away all the information about the gems that I selected. So here I have all the different dimensions that we have, the total weight and the total gems. And on top of this, again, now I can select any of these gems. Now, let me just do it again. So I select the Gems Springs and I will select gems. So these gems. And now you can magnet. No, I don't want the magnet. All right. So now I can select any gem. I can move it. And with the keyboard, also I can move it, following the same workflow than we had with the gem placer. So we are trying to use the same workflow for all the different tools. So once you know how to use one tool, you can keep using all of them. So the same that we were doing with the other one, with the other tool, with the gem placer, you can also do it here with the Gem Springs. Parimal is asking if we can use the MSR without breaking the dynamic. That's right. So all the tools that we are adding are dynamic. So you can use the MSR and the gems, the gem that you are modifying still will be dynamic. All right, so the Gems Springs, it's also using the Gems Placer, the Gems Springs, the Pavage, that this is something that we had already in the version 2. Using all these tools together, you have a lot of functionality to play with gems in MatrixGold. So it's a very, very good add-on that we have in MatrixGold 3. All right, what else? Gems Springs, then also what we have is the Proxy Gems. So the Proxy Gems, I placed all these gems here. Now just say that I will bring this gem here. And what I will do is I will make it like a cushion, no, a princess. And I will make it smaller. So once I have this stone as a reference, what I can say with the Proxy Gems is I click on the Proxy Gems. I will select the base gem, that is this one, and the gems that I want to modify. That Control Shift, I use the Control Shift. I will select these two. And now I have the control on as many stones as I want, just modifying the one that I have at the very beginning. So this is the one that I just create. I can go back to edit. And if I want to make it smaller, I can go to the size list. I will unlock it and I will make it now about 1.2. So 1.1 by 1.1, 75. So now I have it smaller. And this is very good when you want to change different stones and keeping one as a reference. So just say that you have a few here that you want to change. The only thing that you need to do is have one as a reference and apply these changes to all the other stones. So this is also something from the MatrixGold 3, but I believe that in different situations can be very, very handy. All right. What else? We added the gem report is something that when you have so many stones as we have here, this is something that you also use a lot. Gem report. You want to know all the gems, everything. So in tools, before we had it here in view, you had to activate it from here. But today we have the gem report also as an icon. And as you can see, this is the gem report panel. And something that we added is the total gem weight and the total gem count. So this is something that also the people was asking a lot for. So now from this panel, you have access to all the information about the gems that you have in the document. All right, so this is a very powerful tool to have information like in a model like this one, where you have how many? 110 gems. So it's good to have a place where you can have the information for all the different sizes and materials. There is another question about the gems, adjust the gap between gems. The gap between gems, once you use the gems springs, you can move all the gems. So when you move all the gems, then you can make any change that you want between all the gems that you have select. So if I select all these gems, if I use the gems springs, there is one attendant who's asking how to change the gap between the gems. Of course, that I cannot change all of them at the same time because there is different sizes. But with the gems springs that I have it here, so gems springs. Okay. Select gems. Select the surface, that is this one. With the gems springs, of course, that if I want to change the gap between these gems, what I need to do is make the gem bigger or smaller. I can go, even if I want here 1.4. And now the gap is smaller. Okay. All right. What else talking about gems? So we did the proxy gems, the gem report with the total weight. Also something that we have, let me go to a new one. I don't want to save this. Something that we added because in a Stellar we have talk every day with many customers. So there are gems that are becoming very popular. So we added different cuts. And when we talk about Rose, we have different cuts now. One is the oval. Another one is the round flat. Let me just go that way so it's easy to see it. And another one is the round peak. So this is something also different shapes that we keep adding to our library just to have the options that the customers are asking for. So then, because this is the gem that we have created, of course, that you can use all the different options that we have here. All right, so now in this case, I made just a head that I can drop it just to adapt it to the height of this new gem. All right. In the gem report, how I can get the weight of different kind of gemstones. If you have different gemstones, what you can do is just export it to an Excel, and from the Excel you will have the weights for each different material. In custom gems, okay, custom gems we will reach it next. All right, so now we have gone to the new cuts. Now the next thing that I will do is show a different thing that we have. So let me put an example that with new functionality that we come out. So I will start with the ring rail, and something new that we came out with is the change seam. So this is the seam. We always have in MatrixGold the seam at the very top, but now you can also move it away and still keep it parametric. So now I have it just at the bottom. I still can keep changing the ring rail size and the seam. You will see that still is at the bottom. Why I'm doing that? Because just say that you want to go and use the profile placer. And you see now, because the seam is at the bottom, now the profile or the ring starts from here. So this is something that people was also asking for. And now what I will do is just use a profile. Let me load all the profiles library. I will use this one. I will close, activate auto sweep. Fantastic. And now what I will do, you see now I have this, and what I will do now is I will create from transform. Let me just close this down. Now transform. I will create the auto base from this surface. I'm doing this because I want to show you different things that we have been working on MatrixGold 3. So this is the top part of this ring, right? And now what I will create from the top view is a custom gem with the new tool that we have to create custom gems. All right. So to do that, the first thing that I will do is go to curve, and I will use the smart curve just to do funny shape. I will close it. All right. So this can be and from this, I will create, let me make it smaller. This can be one shade that I have for one special stone. So I will go to gems now, and I will create the custom gem. It's asking me to select the curve. This is the curve that I will select. If I want to add more points, I can add it. I think that with the ones that I have enough. We always place it in the middle. Just let me be sure that I am creating it right. I see that there is a bit of trouble here. So probably if I validate, no, it came out well. But let me just do it again, because there is different ways that you can work on that. So again, I will select the curve. And I can either drop the crown height, crown angle, table height. Let me just drop it a bit. And also the cullet depth. All right, so for the question that Parimal was asking here, you have different options that you can work with. So let's see, what do I get now? Oh, so you can see I have been dropping this is not good. So again, I will launch it again, enter. I will keep it like this. All right. So now what I can do is just get this curve, this gem. I will move it here. And because it's a gem that we have created, and of course that is a gem that has the MatrixGold gems properties, I can go and add a bezel. If I want to make pavilion curvy instead of a straight, because most of the color stone comes curvy. If I want to make pavilion curvy instead of a straight. All right, I understand. So you're asking if you want this more curvy. If you do it curvy, you would have, we don't have still this option. This is something that we would like to do it in the phase 2 for these stones, and we already have the information for that. So this will happen. I understand what you are looking for, and you are right. When you have gemstones, normally the cullet is more curvy. So you will get this, not in this first option that we had, but in the future you will get it. All right, so let me just keep working on that. So I will get the bezel. All right. I will put it just like this here. And now, because we have this part before, when we didn't have the option to move the seam was always here at the very top. Then when we were going to transform, let me just transform, and I use the smart flow. So this is the surface base, and the surface destination is this one. So now, if I want to keep these objects rigid, I select just these objects and I place them here. Before, I didn't have the option to keep the gem as it is. So now today, as you can see, I have one surface and one gem. Before, I was adding everything as a surface. Now I have the option to keep the gem as a gem, and I can move it anywhere. So this is very, very good, because if I just go back and just say that now I delete this one, and what I can do is I can move it here. Yeah, I can move it just here, and I will add another one here. Even I don't keep the history. Now what I can say is, look, I'm gonna go to the to the smart flow. This is surface base. This is the destination, and the rigid objects are these ones. I just selected one. Smart flow, select surface base. Oh yeah, yeah. When these gems, you can only add this one. But now, what I can do on this one is, again, I can add the bezel. I have the bezel on this one. And the handy thing is that you can get this gem and just move it around, and everything recalculates. Right, so even if I move it down, there we go. So you can keep playing using this as a reference. All right. So also this is super handy when you need to place and make something that is very, very customized. This is a good workflow also to use on many, many surfaces. So I have used this one that it's quite easy, but you can use it in many different surfaces. All right, so Smart Flow, we already have done the change sim, the custom gem, the gems in the Smart Flow. As you can see now, we have them here. Also, something that we have is the MSR Objects dynamic. So this is something also something new that we have. So let me go and create another new one. On this one, I will create just a ring. On this ring, I will go and I will use the gem on ring rail. And here what I will do is just add a head. So now I have, let me go to MatrixGold. Here I have the head. All right. And what I will do is just use this one. All right. Just to show you the difference or what we can do with the MSR object. So now I validate. And with the MSR objects, what you can do, go to solid, and we have here the MSR objects. So it's asking me to select the object. I will select this prong. And now this prong, I will be able to move it as I was doing with the gem. So if there is any very, very specific change that you want to do on this, now I'm just talking about this head, but you can make it on any object. I can rotate it on its normal. So now just say that I want this one the opposite. I want this one like this. I can do it just on this one. All right. So, and still I can go back to the ring rail. And now if I want to move it to a number 9, everything recalculate the wrong. This should also recalculate the head. Oh yeah, because this is the one that I need to show is this one. So I also have the head. There we go. And this is the old one. So this is the one that I need to hide. So now I have it. No, show that right. This is the one that I need to hide. So everything keeps following the flow that we have in the parametric. So you can keep making changes, and because you have everything here in the parametric, everything you can make any modification, and it's following all the history tree that you have here. Something also that we have added in this version is when you go to transform, you can go and pull to rail. So as you can see, it's not maintaining the ring rail. So what I will do is just go to the pull to rail, and what I will do from here is just select the object. So this is the object. I click enter and adapts to the ring rail. All right, so as you can see, there is a lot of things. I don't know if I'm going too fast. Just let me check that I don't have any comment. We are good here. Yes. All right. What else? The next thing that we can work on is also something that we always talk, Matrix, all about the parametric history. It's true that it's very, very important, but there is sometimes that for whatever reason you want to move anything from your document, any object from your document. And if you do that, because everything is linked, every object is linked to each other, you can end up creating a mess. So sometimes it's good to just break the history. As you can see here, now I have all the different steps that I have been working on. So I have the MSR object, I have the head, so I have everything here. And maybe what I want to do is just break this history. So we also have one comment that is just to break the history in just one go. You can find it in the miscellaneous, or you can look for it in the search bar. So this is the break history, and yes, you can see we have it here. All right. So the only thing that you need to do is just select everything, break history, and as you can see now, everything has disappeared. Now I can move anything that I want, and nothing will follow, or I won't break the history because it's already broken. So sometimes you start models with a parametric tree, and then what happened is that you can break it at any given time, just in case that you need it. All right, we have one question from Joseph Meadows. Is it best to adjust SIM on the finger rail or rotate it around using MSR objects? It will depend on every situation and on every user. To me, if I will have to use the SmartFlow as I was using in the previous example, I would probably use change the SIM, because then everything that you place at the top of your ring that is in the middle, it will be easier for you to work with that way. So if I would have to do it, probably I would adjust the SIM. All right. What else can I show you? We have many, many things here. I want to be sure that I don't forget anything. Something that also customers was asking for is a very easy thing, but it's convenient. There is many times that we do extrusions. And before, when we were doing an extrusion from two curves like this one, you had to do first the extrusion from the outside one, then the extrusion from the inside one, and then do the boolean. Now we are following more the Rhino workflow. So I can select this curve, extrude curve, and then when I do the cap, I get already this extrusion. This is a very simple thing, but there is times when you start to build any design that this is pretty handy. So you can move it anywhere, and because it's parametric, so just this is something that can be very, very useful on many different situations. Okay. All right, so this is something else that also we have been working in this new update. Tools that also we have been working on, they are here. So we have the rebuild. I don't have now any example, but there is sometimes we have the rebuild and also the flip curve, that is this one. It may be sometimes where you will have two curves and you will be doing like a profile sweep or a sweep one between these curves. And for whatever reason, because one curve has one direction and another one has another direction, now you can use the flip curve to change them. So if you have the two curves, you just flip one and then you will get the right sweep. This is sometimes is very, very handy, because before what was happening is that if you had one curve that it had the different direction, one from the other, the problem that you were facing is that you couldn't get the right sweep. So you had to change the direction from one curve. And the problem is that then you were breaking the history. Can I move the center curve? Kapil Purohit is asking, can I move the center curve on upper side? Center curve. I suppose that you were meaning when I was doing the extrude. Upper side. I don't know what you mean. So what you can do always needs to be like this. Because if you in the upper side, can I move the center curve on the upper side? So you can move this curve, you can make modifications to any curve. Also, you can make a change on this one. So this is what you can do from this workflow. Anyway, I don't want to also put a lot of time on the questions, because then, as I said, in the YouTube channel, you will be able to comment and ask anything. All right. let's go for the next one. So we have been talking about the rebuild. Also, well, we have been talking about the flip curve. The rebuild is something similar. So if you are doing a sweep, a profile sweep between two curves, if they have different number of points, what you can do is just rebuild them. And still you will keep the shape from the original one and keeping the dynamic. So this is why we have also had the dynamic rebuild. Also, another tool that I believe can be very, very important is the Signet Advanced. So before we had the Signet, that was good to create different Signet shapes, but the Signet is one of these tools that, depending on what shapes do you need one functionality. Depending on what other shapes do you need another functionality. So we come out with these other Signet Advanced. All right, and I can create now this Signet ring. So it has different functionality, and we call it advanced because if you go to the shank and you click on manual, you have more functionality. So actually I can go on the profile editor and I can start to make changes from this curve. Okay. Also, I can go on this one. I have to advise you that on this one, it's super cool because you can make things that wasn't easy to do before, but you can go too crazy. If you go too crazy with this one, you can start to see things very, very weird. But just to make little modifications, I feel like it's very, very good. But anyway, we will keep it like this. So this is another tool that I think that it was many customers were looking for. So I will keep this ring because what I will show you now is something that it's also very cool. Let me go on the right side. Is from curves, the project. So this is the project. Let me see the questions. From right view, can I make shank a stride? I try it, but it's not come properly. A stride. Well, if you want to make it a stride, I suppose that you want to make it just straight from up to down. Probably you will need to play a bit with the side curve and try to find the best approach to have it straight away. I will try it once I finish the webinar. I will try it because I want to be sure that I have time to go through all the different things that we have. So the next thing that I want to show you is a smart curve. I will use close symmetry vertical. And I will just create something like this. This is what you would do if you want to create one projection. So now with a new tool that we have that it's called a project, and this is from the 3.3. So anyone who has MatrixGold today it won't be able to see this one. And this one is something that we will be public on March 28th. So there is some release candidates who already have this version, but not yet to everyone. So to do the project, I will select project and select curves form. This is the curve. I want to project it on this object, and it's already telling me if I want to project it to the side. So from the moment that I click on the side, I already have the curves projected. Now, what can I do here? I can go, for instance, to the surface, and this is a tool that we already had back in the days. I can select this curve, and I get straight away the projection. If I go to the curve, I select this point and this point, and I just move them a bit up. Everything recalculates. So now I am trying to have a smoother transition from this one to this one. And now I can get these two guys. So this is something that it's very, very, very good. All right. So this is something new that will come out in the new version. All right. Now, if you want to go further and you want to make the ring rail complete command bigger, what will happen? Well, what will happen is that we almost break it here. But what you can do is just get the curve, move it higher, and everything recalculates by itself. All right. So, or even if you go to the Signet ring, edit from the top, if I make it like this, also it recalculates by itself. All right, so this is something that it's very, very handy. Parimal is asking how to make pavé. Well, today, Parimal, sorry, but today is just for the MatrixGold free update. So if you want to learn how to make pavé, you can go to gemvision.com. We have different options for training, and there you can find all the different ways that we can show you or teach you how to make the pavé. And what else? All right, so we have the dynamic project. Also, something that we have been asked is from when we go to the render, we have in the Renderer Studio new materials. One of the materials that we have is the yellow gold. So the yellow gold 22K. This is handy for customers who use 22 carats yellow gold. There is areas the world where they use it a lot. So it's good when you need to make quotes or to know the weight of all your materials to use the yellow gold 22K, so you can have an accurate quote. All right, so 22 carat. Oh, we have only 9 minutes left. So let me go and show you the last one. I think that there is just 9 minutes left. We will be able to make it. So something that also we have been asked to work with is with the, I will create a gem, and from the gems, I will get the gem guides. Now in the gem guides, what we have is the center point toggle. All right, so this is handy because what I can do here is just now go to the profile placer, R1 profile here. This profile, what I will do is just center it in the middle. So I will go, let me just grid the snap. Wait, so I will do it again. Grid the snap. Okay. And now I have it just in the center. So I validate it. Now I can go 1 and 1 here. I just will move it a bit higher. There we go. And now if I want to keep the same that I have in this one to this one, what I can do is just select this one. And what I will do is Control-C, Control-V. So now I create another one in the stack. And I will edit, and I will say that I want it in this curve. So now I get exactly the same. And now from here, what I will do is just from surface, I will do the profile sweep from this one to this one. I will just be sure that the seams are aligned. There we go. So now the only thing that I need to do is just create from here. Tools, I can create a profile tab. And also I will create another one just here. All right. Now, if I just select this surface, this and this, and from transform I do a polar array, I will get this setting and it will be totally parametric because I will be able to go to the gem guides, just move the close. But because I have this new gem guide in the center, I will always have the gems going into the same, the close going into the same place. Even if I just go and reduce the gem, I will be able to keep it. All right. So this is something that it's very, very handy. Something else that I would like to show you is we have, and now that will be the last thing. So we have, just let me place a few gems here. Gem of green rail. I will place just 5 gems here. I will reduce the size to something like this. And now what I will do is I will, with the orient to gem, I would say that this is the base, the objects to orient is this, and I want them to these gems. So I will get this. The only thing that I will do is just move because you see that it's going too deep. What I will do is go to the gem guides, because now I will have the power from here. I will just move this a bit higher. So I also keep all these ones a bit higher. I will keep it like this. And now I will just add one profile just here. I will use this one. I will use the mirror. And I will use the sweep one. This, and this. And then I will do the same just to have a place where I can just call these gems. So I will place another file placer. I will add it just here. I will use something similar to what I had, like this one. And I will drop it. This. I will do the mirror. And again, I will do the sweep between this and this. I will do the flip. And there we go. So now we have this ring. And I'm doing that because, of course, that I would need to put this more together. So these gems, I could go on the gem on ring rail and just change the space. And also probably what I can do is from the gem guides. This is what I love from the parametric. And this is what I'm showing this just to show you all the power that you have. So now, as you can see, with just 2 clicks, I put all the gems together. I just join the close. Let me look. I keep excited just designing and I forgot about the questions. Which is the goal? The tool that you use to do it in the 5 gems is the gems on rain rail, this one. Can we move symmetry, polysurface on KJ? Comment. This is not from MatrixGold 3. All right, so we are good. And now, as I told you, we have here all the parametric. Now I already have the ring. I would like to keep this just to use it on another moment, I could do a full save, and I will save all the parametric tree. And now what I will do is, let me show you what I showed you before. So do you remember the break history? So I'll use the break history, and you will see that now I kept three different comments, and this were because they were hidden. All right. So anytime that you want to delete everything, just keep in mind to keep them all that are visible, because then once they are visible, you will be able, from the break history, to remove all of them. All right. So now, as you can see, it's clean. So I will get rid of that. And the last one that I want to show you, that is also something that we have been working in manufacturing, is the ring rail and the sprue dynamic. So also I can use this, and from this one, it's good because once you have it here, you can always go back and make any modification that you want. All right. So from here, this is something that we already had in Matrix, but now with this one, you can keep playing even when it's done. And also we have the ring rail support. So this is the one. I can select where I want it. I will make it smaller. I'll put it like this. I will use the X and the Y. And I will add another one just here. Sorry, here. I cannot add it here now because I didn't join it. If I want to put them up, I would have first to join them. But this is a nice way also, you know, to have these sprues that you can edit at any time. All right, it's 6 o'clock in my time zone. What I will do is just show the last thing that I think that it's also very, very important, and is in the render studio. We have in the materials tab, if you go at the very bottom, we have these materials. They are called render metals and render gems. It's very, very important to be aware that these are materials that are just for render. So don't use them if you want to get the weight of these designs. All right. So this is something that is just for rendering. And the reason that we have these materials is because they avoid intersections. So before with MatrixGold, when we were trying to create one render, we had to be sure that the metal wasn't intersecting the gems, because then if the metal was intersecting the gems, we were getting this grayish color in our gems. Today, we can avoid that. So what I will do is I will use the Matrix Classic just for this render, and I will apply to my stones any of these ones. So I would use the diamond colorful, apply, and in the metal area, I will use this yellow gold. All right. So if I go to the render view, you will see that everything is pink and the stones looks transparent. This is okay because I like to have a way to see that these are materials just for rendering. All right. So now what I will do is just shoot the render. I already have the NVIDIA denoiser. And as you can see, because I have been using, I believe, the colorful ones. Yes, the colorful ones, I'm getting all these colors with the, I use also the matte yellow gold. So even is in yellow gold, as you can see, the gems looks totally white. There is not any yellowish inside the stones. And the reason why is because the metal is not intersecting in our gems. Now I will use the Diamond Classic. Again, render. I will use the denoiser. And as you can see, even is this matte yellow, the gems looks totally white. All right, so I think that I have everything. I know that there was a lot. I've been trying to show you what is every tool. Once you put all together in any design, the options that we have in MatrixGold are endless. So you have many, many options. And this is just what we have come out with MatrixGold 3. There is a lot more of updates coming on 2023. As I said, the project that I have been showing, different options, different new tools will come out at the end of this month, and we keep releasing updates very, very often on 2023. Just to finish, let me say thank you for everyone who has been in this webinar. As I said, during the webinar, we will be posting this webinar in our YouTube channel. You can find it in youtube.com, Gemvision Corp. So you can find the webinar there. And if there is anything that you want to comment about the MatrixGold 3, please leave your comments there. We always keep an eye in our YouTube channel. So we will be able to reply you from there. Again, thank you to everyone. And I hope you like it. And I see you next time. Thank you.